Calling Colorado Astronomy Net, calling the Colorado Astronomy Net. This is KI0AR. My name is Bernice, and I'll be your net control for this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net. Just a reminder, the 3-minute timeout function is still in effect, so during long transmissions, please allow the repeater systems to reset themselves. Also, please use the word break for emergency or priority traffic. If there is any emergency or priority traffic, please go ahead now. Okay, nothing heard. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. This net meets every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0200 Zulu on Wednesdays to discuss topics of an astronomical nature, what's up in the night skies for the week, any other special events that may be of interest to the amateur radio astronomy enthusiasts around the world. Also, this is one of the few nets where your check-in does count. I tally up the numbers and send them off to JPL at the end of each month. Counts as part of their outreach to the general public, of which we are a part. So all check-ins are definitely appreciated. I take check-ins several ways. I'll take them over the air in just a few minutes. I also take them via NetLogger. So if you have NetLogger, those are going to be more than likely, since I do the net recording on NetLogger, those are more likely going to be the first ones on the list. I also am broadcasting on YouTube this evening, so welcome to all of the YouTube followers. I appreciate that. If you have a call sign over on YouTube, certainly like to see that. If not, that's fine too. In fact, that's fantastic. Of course, we encourage you to get your ham radio license and get licensed as well. Always can use more amateurs out there. We'll also take them via email. You can send them via email if you're out there listening to ki0ar@ki0ar.com. Just let me know your first name, location, and if you have a call sign, I'll get that on the list as well. No problems. And I'll take them over the air as soon as I let this system reset and acknowledge those who have already checked in. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'd like to welcome Dave, AF0AS, thanks for checking in tonight. Moy, N5ZIQ, thanks for checking in tonight. Ken, NV7SS, thanks for checking in tonight. Roy, KI7PKL, thanks for checking in tonight. Mike, KO5AOK, thanks for checking in tonight. And Rip, K3XO, thanks for checking in tonight. Those are the check-ins I have so far. So I am opening up the net. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Romeo Delta Zulu, Whiskey 6, Romeo Delta Zulu. Whiskey 6, Romeo Delta Zulu, Whiskey 6, Romeo Delta Zulu.
Okay, I think I heard a 3 station in there, and there was some echo, so I heard like 14 different letters in there. If there's a 3 station that just tried to check in, let's try that again and see if we can get you on the list here. And Ed, I got you on the list. W6RDZ. The 3 station. Please coming back again.
Whiskey 3, Oscar Romeo Romeo. Whiskey 3, Oscar Romeo Romeo. W3, ORR, Daryl in Denver.
All right, Daryl, we got you on the list. W3ORR. Yeah, the first time I heard the there, it sounded like a whole bunch of letters in there. Not just the repeating it twice, but sounded like there was some echoes in there. So appreciate you checking in tonight. And we got Ed. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Whiskey 0, Uniform Victor Uniform. Whiskey 0, Uniform Victor Uniform.
Okay, good evening to you, Chad. Whiskey 0, Uniform Victor Uniform. Let's see. I think that is a new call on the list. So let me know if that's a new call. I know I have a Chad in there. If you are new, please let me know. I want to properly welcome you to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Go ahead, Chad.
Yes, I'm new to the net. I was sitting here and just monitoring, and I heard you bring up the net there, so I thought I would check in. So this is the first I've heard of your net, but yes, I am new to this.
All right, Chad. Well, surprisingly enough, I got Chad that just checked in, KF0UUC. I was just wondering if there was a call sign changed in there. Now I got you both in a row. It's a good thing we got different call signs. Welcome, Chad. W0UVU. My name is Bernice. That's Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, November, Echo, Sierra, Sierra, and the call sign Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. Been doing this for oh my gosh, we'll be celebrating my 30th anniversary of the Colorado Astronomy Net on February 6th. So next week's, I'll see if I can dredge up some old news from 30 years ago and see what's changed over the last 30 years in astronomy, that's for sure. Plenty of that. We could probably spend weeks on that. But I like to touch base with my first time check-ins there, Chad. Find out a little bit more about your interest, background in astronomy, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it for decades like I have. Maybe you're interested in astrophotography or deep sky observing, or just wanting to learn what's up in the night skies. This is a learning net, and I tell everybody I've learned something just about every net as well. So Chad, again, welcome. Tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Go ahead, please. W0UVU.
Oh, I've always had, a little bit of an interest. I guess I'm not really deep into it, but my daughter, my oldest daughter, she is quite into astronomy and space and stuff like that. And of course, as she became a teenager, that of course wasn't a cool thing, I guess you could say, in her mind. But she's always been, you bring up space or anything, and her ears perk up. So she kind of got my interest in it, and we bought a telescope and stuff like that. Was able to look around and see stuff. It's a smaller telescope, so we're not really going too deep into space with it. But I've always had a little bit of an interest in it, and she was able to spark it. So that's kind of where my interest with astronomy. So it's probably been about 18 years that I've really, actually spent time, especially with her, enjoying the skies. And then a friend of mine, we would go up and watch for the comets and the different astro belts and different phenomena that have happened and stuff like that. So that's kind of where my knowledge is of it. So I'm always interested in seeing what I can see and stuff like that, and learn a little bit more about space, as it goes.
All right, fine business there, Chad. You betcha if you can get your daughter involved with something that you all enjoy. Even with a smaller scope, you can definitely get out of our galaxy for sure. Even with a good pair of binoculars. So stick around. Stick around for a while. We'll wrap up. I see you're here in Colorado, so we'll wrap up about 9 o'clock our time. But I do have a portion of the program, the last hour or so, as question and answer and observation reports and things like that. So hopefully we'll pique your interest a little bit. And hopefully you'll stick around and be a regular like the rest of these guys tonight. So again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, I'll get into the announcements. Well, let's see. I publish a monthly astronomy newsletter via email on the World Wide Web. If you wish to subscribe to the email version of my newsletter, please send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com and request to be put on the list. Or you may visit the website at www.ki0ar.com/astro.html. And at the top of the web page is also a spot where you may submit your email address and get subscribed to the email version of the newsletter as well. If you don't want to remember all that, just Google my cosine KI0AR. You'll find a whole bunch of links, including links to the web page and the newsletter. I also volunteer with a youth group called the International Association for Astronomical Studies, a youth group that meets out at Strasbourg on Friday evenings from 6 until 8 p.m. Always looking for new members, freshmen through senior high school age students interested in astronomy, amateur radio, high-power rocketry, remote control aircraft flying, full-scale aircraft construction, archaeoastronomy, radio astronomy, and balloon launch communications. More than welcome to check out our website at www.iaa.com. For more information. We also have a presence on Facebook as well under the same name, the International Association for Astronomical Studies. Also a reminder that the Colorado Astronomy Net also has a Facebook page, and we are also on YouTube as well. Also, the IAAS has a call sign. The club call sign is K0AAS. If you ever hear us on the air, be sure to hop on there and say, hey. We try to monitor that during the meetings, but we have a lot of students out there that are doing their own projects. But if you give us a shout, we'll see if we can hear you. And ask for one of the students, and maybe they'll get on air, and you can ask them what they're working on. Got a whole bunch of projects, radio astronomy. We got an observatory that's in the process of being built. Got some telescope. One telescope we need to put in there. We have another working telescope. We've got students that are learning how to use those scopes, things like that. We're building a conference room. A lot of stuff going on out there for sure. All right. On Mondays and Wednesdays, Jack, KE0VH, hosts his Captain Jack Flight Sim flights on YouTube at 6:30 p.m. I don't think he'll be running one tomorrow night, but you can check some of his older YouTube videos. The last Monday, he flew over the Black Canyon of the Gunnison out there towards that area. It was kind of neat, a low-level aircraft in an old DC-3. So he loves to do that flight simming Mondays and Wednesdays, but I don't think he'll be here tomorrow night. But check out his old post there. Captain Jack Flight Sim, CapnJackFltSim. Check out that. That's at 6:30 p.m. And that is it for the announcements. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Mark, we got you on the list, KF0VXO. Thanks for checking in tonight via YouTube. Anyone else over on YouTube wishing to check in, just post your name, location, or your call sign if you've got one of those. That's for sure. I appreciate that. So I think I've got 2 of them over there. And for those of you, be sure to go on and like us tonight as well. Anyone else wish to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Alpha Delta Zero Kilo India. Alpha Delta Zero Kilo India. Clear. Tango 9 Alpha, MC 9A. Kilo bonus.
Okay, good evening to you, Luke. AD0KI. Thanks for checking in tonight. That's a new call, unless that's a new vanity call. Let's see. And Patrick, we got you on the list, NT9A. Thanks for checking in tonight. Luke, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net, AD0KI. Thanks for checking in tonight, and I want to welcome you aboard as well. Always like to check in with our new check-ins. Again, my name is Bernice. That's Bravo Uniform Romeo November Echo Sierra Sierra, and the call sign Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. Tell us a little bit about your interest, background in astronomy. Go ahead, AD0KI.
Colorado. I've just always liked astronomy my whole life, so I was just listening in this evening. Thank you much. 80KS.
All right, great, Luke. Well, welcome aboard. Like I told Chad earlier, I've been doing this for almost 30 years. So where have you guys been for the last 30 years? I tell you. I've been on Skyhub Link for 3.5 years now, so I do appreciate that on the Skyhub system, and YouTube for Not sure how many. Started that last year, ended towards the end of last year, so I got about 4 or 5 months on YouTube. But I definitely appreciate everybody checking in tonight. So I think I've got everybody acknowledged so far. For those of you who are listening in over YouTube, definitely like you to post your name, location, and or call sign. I'll take check-ins a little bit later on, but right now I'm going to go ahead and get into the local astronomical news for this new month of February. Some interesting stuff going on this month. We'll start off with the phases of the moon. We had a full moon on the 1st. We've got a last quarter moon coming up on the 9th, new moon on the 17th, and the first quarter moon on the 24th. The moon will be at apogee, its farthest point away from the Earth this month, on the 10th. It will be 251,392 miles from Earth. The moon will be at perigee, its closest approach to the Earth, this month, on the 24th. It will be 229,991 miles from Earth. Planetary highlights for February. Mercury, Venus, and Saturn put on an early evening display in the west, while Jupiter dominates the rest of the night. Jupiter features many events involving its 4 major moons that are well worth chasing down. A remote annular eclipse of the sun occurs on the 17th, visible only from Antarctica. I excerpt this from Astronomy Magazine, February 2026, page 28. On with the planets. Mercury is at greatest eastern elongation on the 18th, meaning it is east of the sun, which actually means that it's trailing the sun by about 18 degrees, and that occurs on the 19th. That means it's going to be as high as it's going to get in the west. Mercury will be stationary on the 25th, meaning that it does not appear to move forward nor backward relative to the background skies. Mercury sets about 5:56 p.m. on the 1st and about 6:46 p.m. by month's end. Mercury is visible about 30 minutes after sunset low to the west. Mercury moves from the constellation of Capricornus into Pisces, shining at magnitude minus 0.9 on the 15th. Quick tutorial on magnitudes. The magnitude scale is an inverse logarithmic scale, meaning as the magnitude increases in number, the relative brightness of an object decreases by a factor of about 2.5. The dimmest object that the human eye can see under optimal conditions is about 6th magnitude. Any magnitudes greater than 6, you will need a telescope or binoculars to spot. Any magnitudes less than 6 are visible with the naked eye. So a magnitude 7 object is 2.5 times dimmer than a magnitude 6 object, while a magnitude 5 object is 2.5 times brighter. And every 5 magnitudes is a difference of brightness of 100. So a magnitude 1 object is 100 times brighter than a magnitude 6 object. For those of you who live in nice big cities or near big cities like I do, I can barely see magnitude 4 objects with the naked eye up in the sky. So that's 2 full magnitudes brighter than 6 magnitude just because of all the light pollution. Continuing on with Venus. Venus sets at 5:48 p.m. on the 1st, about 6:54 p.m. by month's end. Look for Venus low to the west about 30 minutes after sunset. Venus moves from the constellation of Capricornus into Aquarius, shining at magnitude minus 3.9. And we got Mars. We're going to be in the morning sky now. Mars rises about 6:57 a.m. on the 1st and about 6:09 a.m. by month's end. Look for Mars low to the east in the morning about 30 minutes before sunrise. Mars moves from the constellation of Capricornus into Aquarius, shining at magnitude 1.1. And we got Jupiter rising about 3:03 p.m. on the 1st and about 1:03 p.m. by month's end. Look for Jupiter towards the east in the early evening, then follow it through the night sky as it sets in the early morning hours before dawn. Jupiter's in the constellation of Gemini, shining at magnitude minus 2.5. Jupiter is very, very prominent right now in the eastern sky very soon after sunset. In fact, you'll probably be about the first object that you will see in the sky. It's about 20, 25 degrees above the eastern horizon. Very bright. Point your telescopes and binoculars towards that object. It passed opposition just a month or so ago, so it's still in very good position for observing throughout the night. We got Saturn. Saturn is setting about 9:04 p.m. on the 1st and about 7:29 p.m. by month's end. Look for Saturn towards the west in the evening sky soon after sunset. Saturn is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 1.0. Uranus, well, let's see, is stationary tonight. Uranus sets about 2:05 a.m. on the 1st, about 12:17 a.m. by month's end. Look for Uranus to the southwest in the evening. Uranus is in the constellation of Taurus, shining at magnitude 5.7. So under a dark sky condition, you might be able to pick out Uranus, but it's going to be tough. But with the moon shining, you'll definitely need some optical aids to spot Uranus. It'll be kind of a greenish planet up there, greenish with some tinges of blue. We have Neptune. Neptune sets at 9:12 p.m. on the 1st and about 7:27 p.m. by month's end. Look for Neptune towards the west in the evening near Saturn by just a few minutes all month. Saturn is in retrograde motion right now, so watch Neptune appear to pass Saturn as the month progresses. Saturn actually looks like it passes a little bit backwards. That's what retrograde motion means. Neptune is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 7.8. In fact, Neptune and Saturn have been doing a dance all winter so far, and in fall. They've been very, very close. And Neptune has been trailing Saturn for most of that time. Now Saturn has made a little bit of a reversal and will be catching up with that planet. Relatively speaking, and Saturn will actually pass Neptune on the evening of the 15th and be within about a degree. Neptune will be just above Saturn by less than 2 full moon widths, so about 9/10 of a degree on 15th. After that, Neptune will start to precede Saturn just by a minute or two. In fact, it sets about 2 minutes early by month's end there. So, under optimal conditions, you might be able to see Saturn and Neptune in the same field of view through a good pair of binoculars. Not necessarily a telescope, but definitely a good pair of binoculars. It is definitely within that 1 degree radius that you should be able to spot Neptune if you could find Saturn. And it will be slightly, right now, slightly to the left or east and just above it. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Continuing, for our dwarf planets, we have Ceres setting about 10:20 p.m. on the 1st, about 9:18 p.m. by month's end. Ceres can be spotted low to the west, following Saturn and Neptune by about an hour or two. Ceres moves from the constellation of Cetus into Pisces, shining at magnitude 9.1. And we got Pluto rising about 6:58 a.m. on the 1st and about 5:11 a.m. by month's end. Pluto is lost in the sun's twilight glow for most of the month. Pluto is in the constellation of Capricornus, shining at magnitude 15.2. As always, good luck at spotting Neptune, Ceres, and Pluto, large telescope, and dark skies will be needed. Yeah, those are going to be the toughies to spot. Neptune is going to be the easier one of the bunch. Pluto, the most difficult. You'll need at least 12 to 14 inch telescope in diameter, a mirror size, to spot Pluto for sure. And it is still too close to the sun to spot for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Major meteor showers skip February altogether. Random or sporadic meteors from ancient streams long since dispersed produce about a half dozen meteors per hour. Meteors are always best seen after midnight under a dark, moonless sky. In the run-up to dawn, you're sitting on Earth's leading hemisphere as it orbits the sun, resulting in higher velocities as any cometary detritus enters the atmosphere. Also visible on moonless evenings in February is the zodiacal light. This dim glow, aligned with the ecliptic, extends steeply above the western horizon well after the low arc of the twilight glow has diminished. From completely dark locations, the zodiacal light is almost as bright as the Milky Way. The cone extends upward through Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries. A line connecting Mercury and Saturn shows the way. Scan your eyes left and right, and your peripheral vision will pick up the cone-shaped glow. The middle of the month, starting after February 6th, is the best time to look, with the bright moon out of the evening sky. And I took that excerpt from Astronomy Magazine, February 2026, page 29. That was, yeah. If you haven't seen the zodiacal light, it is kind of an eerie glow. It's rather neat to see, but you definitely need to get away from the city to see that. I mean, because it's more of a vertical glow from the western horizon, as opposed to a horizontal or arced glow as you see twilight. So get out there. Get out under the dark skies and see if you can see that zodiacal glow this weekend. And that's going to be a challenge for me. I'm going to be out in Strasbourg on Friday evening, and I'm going to see if I can see that zodiacal glow towards the west. Unfortunately, I'm looking right towards the Denver City Lights, so I may not be so lucky this Friday to see if I can see that, unfortunately. But those of you who are away from the cities, definitely get out there and see if you can find that. We got a comet, Comet C 2024 E1 Wirchos will be leaving the southern hemisphere, dimming to about 6th magnitude for northern hemisphere observers. word shows, is passing from the constellation of Sculptor through Cetus and into Eridanus by the end of the month. So it will be climbing steadily above the the southern horizon later in the evening. And we do have an annular solar eclipse occurring on the 17th, visible only from Antarctica. An annular eclipse is where the moon is actually further away or nearer to its apogee to Earth. So it is further away from us at that time and creates an annulus or a ring. So the moon does not quite eclipse the sun in this case. So some of the other phenomena that you would see during a total eclipse, you do not see during an annular eclipse, even though an annular eclipse is actually rather spectacular to see as well. And that is it for the local astronomical news. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'll pause again for any more check-ins before I get into the bulletins for this evening. Anyone else wish to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Next term. KCA FQV. Yes, order stranger back.
Okay, we got Abraham over on YouTube. Thanks for checking in tonight, Abraham. And we got you on the list, Mark, KC8FQV. And we got Steve. Steve, I think you've checked in before, but I don't know what your call sign is right off the bat. So if you can post that over on YouTube, I'll get you on the list for sure. It says no transmit capabilities, but if you do have a call sign, that's great. Otherwise, I'm just going to post your that up there and as a placeholder for right now. All right, so I do appreciate you checking in tonight. Let's see. I know I have a Steve over that's checked in from YouTube before. I'll have to see if that's the same one there. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. What's on the list tonight? I like to start off as usual with ISS passes over your local area. You may want to check out this website, www.heavens-above.com. That's www.heavens-above.com. And I posted that over on YouTube. Oh, we do have a new call over there on YouTube, so thanks for that. That's N0AD. That's a new call, I do believe. So, yeah, Gerard. Gerald, excuse me. Gerald over, yeah. Welcome to the net, N0AD. I'll get back with you in just a sec. Let me finish up heavens-above.com. I like to use this site for several reasons. It seems to have pretty darn accurate visible time passes for the ISS. Also, on there as well. You can click for all passes over your particular area and see when the ISS is passing over. But what I like about this particular site is I can click on a particular particular timing and get a nice large star chart of where the ISS is passing over. And I posted that over on YouTube, and you can see that it's passing through Corvus and Virgo. This particular one, Serpens, Hercules, Lyra, and Cygnus. So some pretty famous there. Constellations, or recognizable constellations in the night sky. You may be able to see those. Actually, these are in the very early morning sky, I should say, at 6:06 a.m. This is the best sight, or the best chance to see the ISS in the next next 10 days here in Denver. That pass was at 6:02 a.m. on the 12th. From the southwest, passing over towards setting in the east-northeast at 6:09. And peaks about 68 degrees above the southeast horizon. For those of you on YouTube got to see that, so appreciate that. Jack, we got you on the list. Thanks for that. All right. Again, that website, www.heavens-above.com. It's got a whole bunch more information over there as well. On satellites, astronomy, other statistics, things like space missions, other satellites of interest, amateur radio satellites on there, all passes as well. So Starlink stuff, whatever you might be interested in up there in the skies, check that out. All right, apologies for that. Yeah, Gerald over on YouTube, welcome. I always like to touch base with my new check-ins. If you could post over there what your interest, background in astronomy, whether you're just starting out and you've been doing it for decades like I have, or somewhere in between what your interest might be, and then I'll pass that along to the net for sure. So again, Gerald, welcome to the net, and I'll let everybody know what's going on. And let's see, Jack, KE0VH got you checked in as well. And yes, Jack, I did pass that along earlier that you're not sure whether you'll be streaming tonight or not tonight, tomorrow night. So, so Jack won't be there tomorrow night. He's up, he's working, and may not be home late, or if he is, Jack, yeah, no worries. So Jack not sure if you'll be streaming tomorrow night. Got it. All right, but again, check out his old flights. Captain Jack Flight Sim on YouTube. Hey, definitely, you may want to check out last night's flight for sure. And this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Got a bulletin for you this evening from Jet Propulsion Lab. AI seems to be the big thing nowadays. This is dated January 30th. NASA's Perseverance rover completes first AI planned drive on Mars. The team for the six-wheeled scientist used a vision-capable AI to create a safe route over the red planet's surface without the input of human route planners. NASA's Perseverance Mars rover has completed the first drives on another world that were planned by artificial intelligence. Executed on December 8th and 10th, and led by the agency's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern California, the demonstration used generative AI to create waypoints for Perseverance, a complex decision-making task typically performed manually by the mission's human rover planners. This demonstration shows how far our capabilities have advanced and broadened how we will explore other worlds, says NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman. Autonomous technologies like this can help missions to operate more efficiently, respond to challenging terrain, and increase science return as distance from Earth grows. It's a strong example of teams applying new technology carefully and responsibly in real operations. During the demonstration, the team leveraged a type of generative AI called vision language models to analyze existing data from JPL's surface mission dataset. The AI used the same imagery and data that human planners rely on to generate waypoints, fixed locations where the rover takes up a new set of instructions, so that Perseverance could safely navigate the challenging Martian terrain. The initiative was led out of JPL's Rover Operations Center, or ROC, in collaboration with Anthropic, using the company's Claude AI models. Progress from Mars and beyond. Mars is on average about 140 million miles, or 225 million kilometers, away from Earth. This vast distance creates a significant communication lag, making real-time remote operation, or joysticking, of a rover impossible. Instead, for the past 28 years, over several missions, rover routes have been planned and executed by human drivers who analyze the terrain and status data to sketch a route using waypoints, which are usually spaced no more than 330 feet, or about 100 meters apart, to avoid any potential hazards. Then they send the plans via NASA's Deep Space Network to the rover, which executes them. But for Perseverance's drive on the 1707th and 1709th Martian days, or sols, of the mission, the team did something different. Generative AI provided the analysis of the high-resolution orbital imagery from the HiRISE, or High-Resolution Imaging Science Experiment camera aboard NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, and terrain slope data from the digital elevation models. After identifying critical terrain features, bedrock, outcrops, hazardous boulder fields, sand ripples, and the like, it generated a continuous path complete with waypoints. To ensure the AI's instructions were fully compatible with the rover's flight software, the engineering team also processed the drive commands through JPL's digital twin, virtual replica of the rover, verifying over 500,000 telemetry variables before sending commands to Mars. On December 8th, with generative AI waypoints in its memory, Perseverance drove 689 feet or 210 meters. 2 days later, it drove 807 feet or 276 meters. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Continuing, the fundamental elements of generative AI are showing a lot of promise in streamlining the pillars of autonomous navigation for off-planet driving. Perception, seeing the rocks and ripples; localization, knowing where we are; and planning and control, deciding and executing the safest path, said Vandi Verma, a space roboticist at JPL and a member of the Perseverance engineering team. We are moving towards a day where generative AI and other smart tools will help our surface rovers handle kilometer-scale drives while minimizing operator workload, and flag interesting surface features for our science team by scouring huge volumes of rover images. Imagine intelligent systems not only on the ground at Earth, but also in edge applications in our rovers, helicopters, drones, and other surface elements, trained with the collective wisdom of our NASA engineers, scientists, and astronauts, said Matt Wallace, manager of JPL's Exploration Systems Office. That is the game-changing technology we need to establish the infrastructure and systems required for the permanent human presence on the moon and take the U.S. to Mars and beyond. More about Perseverance. Managed for NASA by Caltech, JPL is home of the Rover Operations Center, or ROC. It also manages operations of the Perseverance rover on behalf of the agency's Science Mission Directorate as part of NASA's Mars Exploration Program portfolio. For more information on the ROC, visit https://www.jpl.nasa.gov/ROC/. And that's it for that bulletin for this evening. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, Gerald posted over on YouTube. I've been doing satellite communications for 10 years. Have a C-Star S30 Pro ordered. All right, you're gonna have fun with that. Hoping to learn more. Coworker piqued my interest with his photos and setup. So there you go. We do have some astrophotographers here tonight. There, Gerald. So you may want to listen up. Roy, KI7PKL, you may want to check out his website for that as well. So, not his website, his QRZ webpage. So you look that up. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Right now, I'm going to pause here and call on Ed. W6RDZ, good evening to you, Ed. Are you ready to give the rocket report for this evening? Go ahead.
Good evening, Burners. Good evening to the net. This is your rocket man, W6RDZ, ready to give the rocket report tonight. If you can give me a signal check and let me know how I'm standing, I will then get on with the report tonight. W6RDZ, back to this control.
All right, Ed, you're a solid copy tonight, and Robert, AA5AH, I got you checked in, so thanks for that. Yeah, go ahead, Ed. W6RDZ, this is KI0AR, net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net.
Good evening, Burgess. Good evening to the Good evening, Burgess. Good evening to the net. W6RDZ here for a report for the Colorado Astronomy Net. We got a short one this week. We just saw 4 launches this week, and not many next week. So we'll start out here with Thursday, January 29th at 10:53 Mountain Standard Time. SpaceX launched Starlink Group 17-19 from Vandenberg. Link 4E at Vandenberg Space Force State in California. 25 Starlink high-speed internet satellites joined the mega constellation in sun-synchronous orbit. Got the Falcon 9 booster and E2 completed its 19th flight and recovery. It was SpaceX's 140th consecutive successful recovery. The 9 booster and the 240th consecutive successful Falcon 9 mission. All right, second launch. Also on Thursday, January 29th at 18:21 Mountain Standard Time, Rocket Lab successfully launched the Bridging the Storm mission on an electron-carrier rocket from the Mahia Peninsula in New Zealand. The payload is Neon Sat-1A. That's a 100-kilogram high-resolution Earth observation satellite. I'm going to reset. Oh, there we go. Let's see. That was an Earth observation satellite. That was built by Syrian Space Agency, and it went into sun-synchronous orbit. We're going to reset the review. All right, that brings us to the 5th launch of the week. SpaceX now pauses Falcon 9 launches after an upper stage anomaly. That was yesterday, Monday, February 2nd. SpaceX launched Starlink Group 17-32 from Link 4E in Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. The Falcon 9 successfully launched its 29th Starlink into sun-synchronous orbit, but afterwards, the upper stage failed to deorbit. And after releasing the satellite into their intended orbit. On this launch, Falcon 9 booster 1071 set a record 31 flight and recovery. Both SpaceX and NASA hope for a rapid root cause failure analysis and corrective action. The high-profile launch of Crew Dragon from the ISS with 4 astronauts is scheduled to launch in just 8 days. NASA has fast-tracked the Crew 12 mission to get the ISS back to its normal complement of 7 astronauts. All right. Upcoming launches, we just have 3. 1 China, 2 Falcon 9, and those Falcon 9s have to be considered heavy due to the SpaceX's hold on Falcon 9 launches. First one still scheduled, February 6th. SpaceX is scheduled to launch of Starlink Group 17-33 out of Vandenberg. We'll have to see how the Falcon 9 delays affect the launch. The second launch next week is on February 6th. We're going to reset the repeater there. That launching from Yiquan Satellite Launch Center in China. The payload is believed to be the probable fourth launch of Chinese experimental space plane. That's the DSSHQ. Let's see, Tuesday, February 10th at 7:07 Mountain Standard Time. SpaceX is still scheduled to launch Starlink Group 17-34 from Vandenberg. And the fourth one not launching next week, but worth mentioning, SpaceX Crew 12 is supposed to be heading to the ISS atop the Falcon 9, and that's still scheduled for a week after tomorrow. All right, that brings us up to this week's news, which is really probably more interesting than some of the launches. I'm going to reset the repeater there. W6RDZ. W6RDZ, back with Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, big news this week is the Artemis 2 moon mission update. The Artemis mission will not launch this month. It's been postponed for the first week in March, traditionally. Artemis 2 rolled out to the Kennedy launch pad, LC-39A, on January 17th for final testing and crew launch to the moon scheduled for February 6th. The wet dress rehearsal fuel loading had to be postponed for 2 days due to freezing weather as it was too cold for the rubber glories and other flexible gas steel. This pushed the launch to February 2nd. The wet dress rehearsal commenced yesterday morning but ran into serious issues that resulted in the launch date now postponed until early March. Hydrogen leaks in the first or core stage fuel system and lines prevented fueling for several hours. Eventually, both stages were fully fueled and other objectives were met. However, the hydrogen leak issue must be resolved prior to launch. Also, an Orion cabin pressure regulator valve that had been replaced now had to be retorqued. Hydrogen leak plagued the inaugural Artemis 1 launch and contributed heavily to the 3-month delay to its maiden flight. The launch window opens again on March 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, and if that one's missed, later on April 1st, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. All right, that brings us up to the Starship update. We're going to reset the repeater there. RDZ back with the rocket report, our second news item, the Starship update. Booster 19 rolls out of the assembly building and into the final pre-launch test campaign. Booster 19 was transported from the assembly site down to the NASA test site for pressure and cryogenic testing. This is the same testing that Booster 18 failed last November when a nitrogen fuel tubing for composite overwrapped pressure vessel ruptured and totaled that booster. SpaceX continues preparations and testing at Starbase Boca Chica test site. Boca Chica test Texas. There we go. For Starship Flight 12, both on the V3 Starship and on Pad 2, the new launch pad. Ship 39 is slated to launch atop Booster 19 for the most anticipated first test flight of the Starship version 3. The new launch window is estimated to no earlier than March 9th, and that looks optimistic. All right, that's it for tonight's rocket report. The W6RDZ Rocket Man Head wishing you a good night and nominal flight. Now back to Starman Burgess, KI0AR Net Control for the
right, thanks for that ad. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm just looking over to see if I see any more check-ins over on YouTube. No more check-ins over on YouTube. Let's see, I do see. Let's see. Let's see. Daryl, is that you over there? W3ORR is WXWY. Daryl, is that you? Let me know, or is that a new Daryl on the list? I'm not sure. But welcome either way. Yeah, if you are over on YouTube, it certainly is handy if you have a call sign, if you post that in there, and because just looking at the names, that way I don't get confused and double check you in. But if you are new, welcome again, and be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I think I'm up to 120 something. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Thanks for that. 120 plus subscribers there, so that's great for the little time that I've been on here. So I do appreciate that. Jack KE0VH, my mentor, hopefully has some tricks that I can avail myself of over on YouTube and make that presentation a little bit more exciting. Who knows? We'll see. But definitely we'll try that out. But this otherwise, you'll just have to watch me in the corner, and if I post something up there, then that's fine. If not, you just watch me over there in the corner. Do my thing on amateur radio. There you go. That's what we're all about. And just enjoying astronomy here. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to let this reset, and we'll see if we got more check-ins before we go down the list. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'll go ahead and pause here to see if there are any more check-ins before we go down the list and hear what you guys have to contribute to the net. We do have Rick, VA3RKL, thanks for checking in tonight via NetLogger tonight. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. Okay, Brennan, that looks like it is a new call on the list, so welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. My name is Bernice, this Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, November, Echo, Sierra, Sierra. And the call sign, Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. Welcome to the net. I am on the SkyHub link system, skyhublink.com. For more information. So if you're hooked up through Echolink or All-Star Nodes or something like that, or you just found us as one of the nets over on NetLogger or something like that, fantastic. Welcome. Yeah, this is now a global net as opposed to the Colorado Astronomy Net. It started off many years ago, 30 years ago come Friday. 30 years ago Friday is our anniversary. and we started locally with, you know, a few check-ins, 3 to 5, 7 check-ins maybe. And, you know, tonight we're already at 21. I probably expect a couple more. That's a good average. And we got people from all over the world checking in every now and then. So I think I got 30 DXers for sure that have checked in through all the ways that SkyHub Link connects to these systems worldwide. So I am thrilled to be able to do that. Brennan, question for you. Your interest, background in astronomy, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it for quite a few years or someplace in between. Definitely like to find out a little bit more. This is a learning net, so and even I learn something new almost every net as well. So if you would love to share, I would love to hear. So share with us what's your interest, background in astronomy. KK7TLA, go ahead.
Well, now I don't have much of a astronomy background. Definitely don't have an astrology background, that's for sure. But as for astronomy, I suppose, well, I've always been kind of interested in rockets and always at the young age. So, of course, you know, young boy, see the rocket ship, it's like super cool. But I wouldn't say my knowledge is super huge on it. But I just heard this and that. Oh, well, that's cool. We're talking about always like Mars rovers and such, and I think that's pretty cool. I heard about the AI, generative AI. I forget which Mars rover, and I thought that was interesting. I figured that I wanted to say hi. But yeah, not much of a background, just a ham user. And yeah, I mean, I suppose I do like astronomy as much as another guy, but I wouldn't say super knowledgeable about it. But I appreciate you asking. KK7, deal with it.
All right, fine business there, Brennan. Do appreciate you checking in tonight, and that's what I'm here for, is to pique your interest. Thanks for enjoying that article. I try to at least pull out something current article of interest. You know, AI is big in the news, and I like hearing what it's doing up in space as opposed to doing someone's homework or something like that. Even though that can assist our young students, but seeing the beneficial, what am I trying to say? The beneficial results of artificial intelligence and things like that over the years. I started way back when dealing with some of that in its infancy with the SDI program many decades ago. So it's interesting to see what it's blossomed into over the decades myself. So learning something new here, and like I said, I've been doing the net for almost 30 years. So and astronomy even longer. Again, welcome. And I do appreciate questions and anything like that. This is right now. I'll be going down the list and talking with everybody. So if you have any questions, please save them. We do have a long list, and try to get that in there. You can always post questions over on YouTube. Always looking for observation reports. And all right, now's the time to get that started. Questions, comments, observation reports, anything you'd like to pass along to the net, now's the time to do it. First on the list tonight is Dave up in Evergreen. AF0AS. Good evening to you, Dave. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Well, Bernard, not a whole lot tonight. It's starting to get as much of the week recently. Just picked up work for observations for the next launch, which might be the mark. And I watched the sad story of Artemis, played the rest didn't quite to the end. So hopefully Mark's better luck for them. They have five launch opportunities quickly to March, and then if they don't make those, they have to go to still in.
All right, Dave, we caught most of that. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Yeah, Artemis, our IAAS group wanted to try to get some of that telemetry. I think they were looking to do, see if they could receive some of that telemetry in April. So I think our students are keeping their fingers crossed that it might be delayed. But right now, in February, yeah, we don't have our set up quite yet. They kind of sprung. Hey, we're going to launch it early, and the students were planning for an April launch. We'll see what happens. So that gives us some time. So I'll have to tell that to them this Friday. So there you go. Maybe not so great news for Artemis, but great news for my students. There you go. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight, Dave. Next on the list is Moy down in Texas. N5ZIQ. Good evening to you, Moy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
N5ZIQ more than how you doing there, Mr. Burns? Just wanted to tell you I appreciate your comments and attention to Artemis. Artemis mission, the 4 parts of the Artemis mission are very important, I believe, to continue access to further data from the moon. So I think it's a powerful mission in 4 parts that I'm really looking forward to continuing to watch. As an engineer, I've worked out at NASA with the facility people before, but with the Artemis group in their building a few times. It has piqued my interest out there here in Houston. The Johnson Space Center is a big facility that where it's the famous location of control rooms. All control rooms, is located at Johnson Space Center. So anyway, that's here in Houston. But anyway, let me break real fast. N5 that I keep returning. I just wanted to also mention that I had our oldest son and granddaughter over the other night to our house, and had the telescope out and got a nice look at Jupiter and the 4 moons visible. And that really did pique the interest of our little 4-year-old granddaughter, so she thought that was pretty neat. And I think we want to try that again sometime. That was very good. So it was a nice view of the moon and of Jupiter. So that's good tonight. Got a stormy, cloudy night, and we're waiting for that to clear out, so it should be nice the next couple of days. Hey guys, and have a good weekend. We'll catch you real soon. Safety brings everybody, and Mr. Burns, congratulations on the 30 years. This is N5 ZIQ more. I'll give it back to you, sir. Good night.
All right, Moy. Oh, let's see. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Yeah, it's great when you can get the youngins in. Now you just need to keep her interest for, let's see, how old am I? Next 64 years, who knows? Uh, but yeah, it's always neat to share with the little ones. Just watching them go ooh and ah, and you know, that's part of kind of why I kind of got into it. I got into it for myself, of course, but got into the volunteer work because I just, you know, I love to see see the reactions or hear the reactions. When it's dark, you don't see that much of everybody, grown-ups all the way down to the youngsters there that appreciate looking through a telescope for sure. So thanks for sharing that, Moy. Do appreciate it. I had a question over on YouTube. Any updates on the recent solar flare from yesterday? Will it miss Earth? Geomagnetic storm watch. This is from spaceweather.com. NOAA says that minor G1 class geomagnetic storms are likely on February 5th or 6th when a CME is expected to graze Earth's magnetic field. The CME was hurled into space by a powerful X8 class solar flare on February 1st. Even a glancing blow from such a CME can be potent. So don't be surprised if the storm is stronger than expected. So there you go. Keep an eye out. We'll look and see if there's anything Thursday, Friday time frame as far as Aurora is concerned. So I'd love to hear any reports of that, especially from our northern listeners next Tuesday for sure. So there you go. And Daryl, there you go. All right. Next on the list, Ken, out in Nevada, NV7SS. Good evening to you, Ken. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening there, Bertus. November Victor 7, Sierra here in Indian Springs, Nevada, where it's beautiful out here. It's if it wasn't so cold, it would be absolutely beautiful. But yeah, it's just too cold to stay out there doing too much observations there. But I tell you there, Bertus, I was looking at the moon through my bedroom window the other day, and boy, as I heard someone say, it's getting mighty big in the window. I think that was the Earth, though, they're talking about. Anyway, but yeah, that's yeah, boy, keep those kids going with astronomy. That's fascinating for them. But anyway, there, Bertus, not much else going on. Just sitting around playing radio and trying to look at the sky. But when I go outside and stay for a couple seconds and come back in. But anyway, there, Bertus. Thanks a lot, and you take care. And by the way, your signal is beautiful tonight. U5 on that signal, I'll tell you. Your no dropouts, just beautiful. No clicking noises, nothing. But it's a pleasure to hear you on the radio. Anyway, Bertus, I'll let you get on with the net. November Victor 7, Sierra. Back to you, Bertus. Thanks again. 7-3.
All right, Ken, appreciate you sharing that with us. Yeah, stay warm. I'm going to have to think about one of those remote stations or something like that. But yeah, hopefully Jack heard that. And yeah, we definitely appreciate reports like that on our signals there. A lot of work was done by Jack and Skylar and several others to get this particular Wires X repeater back up and running. I think there was a cabling issue. Some of the windstorms had decabled the cables from all the wind, and so that had to be rerun. So once that got redone, we're back on Wires X for tonight. And last week. So yeah, definitely a difference that new cabling makes for sure, and a little tweaking on the software and things like that. So do appreciate all the work that they do. Our technical crew does for sure to keep this system up and running. So thanks for that, Ken. I appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Roy out in Oregon, KI7PKL. Good evening to you, Roy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. I know Roy is out there somewhere. Yep, he's out there monitoring. Maybe he just stepped away for a bit. We'll check with Roy later. But check out Roy's QRZ page, his call sign KI7PKL, one of our resident astrophotography gurus, and he's working with some new setups and having fun out there in Oregon when it's clear for sure. So always interesting to hear what he's working on. And I actually posted one of his images in the current website and newsletter for this month. He's been working on some RGB filtering and stuff like that, and combining filters, and quite a colorful image of the Orion Nebula that he did. Lots of oranges and blues. Quite fascinating what he's looking at. A little different than looking through a telescope and seeing the nebulas with the naked eye. But it is always fascinating to see the Orion Nebula, no matter how you look at it, for sure. So take a look, check that out. Next on the list, Michael on YouTube, KO5AOK. If you've got anything for the net, you can post it over there on YouTube there, but I appreciate you checking in tonight. And next on the list, Rip from West Virginia, K3XO. Good evening to you, Rip. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
As always, don't really have much to contribute, but just want to say hello to everybody and thanks for making the presentation. I always look forward to listening to what's going on up there. 73 you all have a good evening. K3XO, back to that.
All right, Rip. Yeah, I know you're into some astrophotography as well. Love to see some more of your pics as well, too. You could let us know when you're back into that and get some new stuff up there. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Oh, just a sec. I always hear you better on analog, and I switch over to my analog station. So I'm not exactly sure how you're coming through, but I always hear you on analog as opposed to the digital side. So I switch over there to catch you. But I'm going to switch back over to digital for now. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, back over on the digital side. Russell, we got you checked in. K9BYU, thanks for checking in tonight. Next on the list is Daryl up in Cheyenne, W3ORR. Good evening to you, Daryl. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
That was me on YouTube that asked that question about the solar flare. So that was my question for the evening. But I'm currently going up to Floydville out of western Colorado. Unfortunately, going to run into some snow here in the next 20 miles. So I'll send it back to you and I'll give you a report on Tuesday. If we see any auroras up in Cheyenne on Tuesday.
All right, Daryl. Yeah, I'm just running down the list here. Yeah, gotcha. You can always check out spaceweather.com. Spaceweather.com has all the latest on what's going up. Some interesting images as well. So definitely check that out if you're wondering what's going on up in space or you hear about the CMEs. But I'm glad you brought that up so I can share that with everybody as well. So thanks for that. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Ed, W6RDZ. Good evening to you, Ed. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening again, Ernest. W6RDZ here. Really don't have anything else for this. Just did want to tell those folks looking for information on solar flares that Dr. Ametha Scott, she's a really excellent source on YouTube for solar information, and she just put out a new video a day ago, so I'll bet you what you're looking forward to that. What's on YouTube for Dr. Ametha Scott. That's Sierra Kilo Oscar Victor. That's all I have for you. Back to you, Ernest.
All right, Ed. Appreciate that. Sharing that with us. Appreciate you doing the Rocker Report as well. I did get that while you were giving it, actually. I got it posted to the web. So that web link is on the website, on the YouTube site as well. I'll go ahead and post that link to NetLogger as well, if for those of you there, for the Rocket Report link, if you want to catch up on, because that as well has links within that document too, so you may want to check that out. And here's that. And I'll post it over here too. Let's see. Oh, that's a little different in there. There we go. All right. I just posted those links in the AIM window on NetLogger and over on YouTube as well. So if you want to check out the Rocket Report and the links therein, check that out. Oh, okay. Yeah, thanks for that. Oh, shoot. Who was that? Was that you, Gerald? Yeah, I think so. Thanks for that over on YouTube. Active sunspot is currently center disk, so more flares to come. Oh, you bet. All right, Ed, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Chad, W0UVU. Good evening to Chad, again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Okay, next on the list is the other Chad over in Highlands Ranch. KF0UUC. Good evening to you, Chad. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Vernon. Yeah, I'm up in Conifer tonight. Nice clear sky. I saw the big station twice this weekend. Heard it 4 times this week. That's about it. No further traffic. Thanks for the night.
All right, Chad, I appreciate that. Glad it's clear skies up there in Evergreen. Appreciate your comments and appreciate you sharing that with us. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list, Mark and Crook. KF0VXO over on YouTube. If you got anything for us tonight, Mark, go ahead. Post it over there. And well, I'll pass that along to everybody else. Next on the list, new on the list, Luke and Alt. KD0KI. Good evening to you, Luke. What have you got for the net tonight? Again, welcome to the net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Patrick up in Wisconsin, NT9A. Good evening to you, Patrick. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Hey, Bernice. Good evening. Good to hear you. Nothing much over here. It's pretty cold. Currently negative 14 Celsius, which is about 7 degrees Fahrenheit. It's been rather chilly lately, so staying in outside weather. And it seems to be pretty cloudy and hazed over most nights. Every time I do end up outside and looking up, I don't really see many stars or anything. But I'm also in Madison, so city lights kind of defeat the stars most of the time. Yeah, just listening along and trying to learn something. You have to look at the newest video by Tamitha Stove, I believe is how I've heard that pronounced before, but it could be entirely wrong. Yeah, I'll have to look up her latest video and see what's going on with the most recent happenings in space and that recent coronal mass ejection. Get some idea of what it's going to do to the HF bands. Not that they've been fabulous lately, but they've been tolerable. Little all over the place, so this shouldn't be much different. It'll just make it a little bit more all over the place, I guess. But yeah, anyways, good to hear you, Bernice, and I'll send it back to you at T9A.
All right, Patrick, appreciate you sharing that with us. Appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. Let's see. Yeah, we got a little ways to go here. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Abraham over on YouTube out in Sterling. KF0MLS. Abraham, if you've got anything for us over on YouTube, you can post it there. or if you're on the radio too, that's fine too. I think you checked in before over the radio too, so we'll give you a sec. See if you're there. All right, next on the list is Mark out in Aurora, Ohio. Ohio, there, we got Aurora here. Ohio. KC8 FQV. Good evening to you, Mark. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Okay, Steve Robolino, 3395 over on Utah, Austin, Texas. Appreciate that. What have you got for us tonight? If you've got anything over there, any questions, anything like that, anybody over on YouTube got any questions or comments, definitely post them in the chat, but appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list, Gerald. Yeah, that's new. Oh, I forgot to put down new. N0AD. Good evening to you, Gerald. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. All right, next on the list, Jack. Also over on, well, he's over on YouTube tonight. Same with you, Jack. Yeah, I mentioned that you probably would not be able to do your flight sim tomorrow night. If you've got anything else for us tonight, yeah, just post it over there on YouTube. I'll pass it along. So appreciate you checking in tonight. Appreciate Gerald checking in as well. Next on the list is Robert in Texas, AA5AH. Good evening to you, Robert. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list, Rick, VA3RKL up in Ontario. Good evening to you, Rick. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Brennan up in Washington, KK7TLA. Good evening to you, Brennan. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Russell and Weston. K9BYU. Good evening to you, Russell. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. We are at the bottom of the list and still have some more time. I'm going to go ahead and open up the net for anybody else. Anybody I missed going down the list, if they're back online, you know who you are. You're already up there. If you've got any questions or comments, late check-ins, anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins before I go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening, please call KI0AR now.
Seven PKL. Are you in? No traffic. Thanks for running the net.
All right, stand by there, Roy. I should RUN. That's all I got. I don't have that prefix memorized there. If you could give me a fill, I'd appreciate it, sir. Go ahead.
Sure, Russ. B5 RUN. Through Frisco, Texas. No traffic. Just thanks for running the net. K5 RUN.
All right, Phil, down in Texas, we got you. K5 RUN. Yeah, all I got was the run. Yeah, you doubled with Roy, and Roy won. All right. But appreciate your comments, appreciate you checking in tonight. Roy, KI7PKL. Good evening to you, Roy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry about that earlier. Anyway, it's clouding up right now, so I'm sitting in here in my room just with my laptop on my lap and fiddling with something, and I'm paying enough attention sometimes. And sometimes when you start messing with stuff, it gets like that. Anyway, we have some clear weather coming up later this week, it looks like, so we might be out doing some narrow band imaging, at least I hope so. And just it's always software. Everything works great, except I'm always having issues with software. It's just one of those things. I'm not going to go into details just to say we'd love to just fire this stuff up and have the software always work. Anyhow, better things to come, we hope. And hey, well, let's see what we can do later on this week. You can do narrow band imaging in the red zone during the full moon. So that's going to be kind of cool to be imaging during the full moon if we pull that off. Back to you, my friend. Thanks for taking my check and coming back to me. This is Gaz up for Yale.
All right, Roy. Yeah, you got to wait till next month for a full moon. We just had one of those on the 1st, so got to wait till next month. But yeah, good luck with that, and appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins before I go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening? Please call KI0AR now. All right, N0AD, yeah, okay. Gerald, you tried to come in through WB0TUB. We didn't hear you, but you're here in Centennial, okay. Let me see. We're on skyhublink.com. Most of those are on the 440 band or the 70 centimeter area. Check out skyhublink.com. We'll see if you can get in. Let's see. Right now I'm on 448350. That's digital. The analog that we go through, you should be able to hit that with from Centennial, is just a sec. The 449.450 repeater there. So hopefully you're listening over there, Gerald, for those frequencies. But skyhublink.com, check that out and see the local Denver area. I know there's one out in Parker that's connected up to this system as well. So don't know that frequency right off the top of my head, but there's a bunch. There's a bunch. I'll stick around and see if you're on the radio. N0AD, I'll just give you a quick call. Gerald, what have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Hey, Rob, N0AD here. Yeah, I'm looking via the Europe now. But yeah, thanks for letting me in the net tonight. Kurt listened to us a couple times. This is my first time checking in. But seems pretty interesting. Looking for telescope in. But yeah, been using for probably about 300. Me and my son were how we actually got into ham radio was with the Arrow Yagi and capturing some of the satellites as they were coming over the FN satellite. And also pulling no ABP images off the satellite. So that's what got us into ham radio. But yeah, looking forward to getting in and getting some pictures done and possibly taking some trips this summer to some dark sky parks. But I'll get pass it back to that. Thanks again.
All right, Gerald, great to hear you over the net, or over the radio for sure. Glad you got in. I always do appreciate talking to everybody. I can't really talk to the people on YouTube. That's not a two-way street as far as that's concerned. It's much more personal here over amateur radio. I got to talk with you guys, but I definitely don't mind talking about all of this stuff and having the listeners over on YouTube and being able to chat. So second best thing, and I can pass along the chats as well. So there you go. And at least in that medium, everybody can share as well over there too. So they both have their advantages for sure, and their disadvantages in some ways. But yeah, running the talking about astronomy over amateur radio, definitely interesting because we're talking a visual hobby with an audio hobby. But I've enjoyed mixing and matching over the years for sure. I guess I wouldn't be here for 30 years if it hadn't worked in some way for sure. So I do appreciate everybody supporting the Colorado Astronomy Net for the last 30 years, and everybody on there as well, and all the new people I'm getting to meet as well. that haven't been here for 30 years. So I do appreciate everybody being able to participate for sure. So I just know how much that I appreciate everybody checking in one way or another for sure. All right, one more call. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins before I go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening? Please call KI0AR now. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening. I'd like to thank the 23 check-ins for checking in tonight. Hopefully we'll hear from everybody next Tuesday night for another session of the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'll have to think of something special to come up for the 30th anniversary for the net for sure. Hopefully we'll hear from everybody next Tuesday night for another session of the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'd like to thank the Rocky Mountain Radio League for the use of their repeater systems. I'd like to thank the Skyhub Link group for all the ways that you guys can connect up to the Colorado Astronomy Net through that system and all the systems that are interlinked with those. I think there's the Dewdrop In, and there's a few others that around the country that check in as well. Echo Links and All-Star Nodes and DMR and all the different types of modes that are linked into the system. And just the regular repeaters here in town and across the state as well. So I do appreciate that. Skyhublink.com for more information. With that, I will say 73 and keep looking up. This is KI0AR. I'm clear.